Hi, I'm Tracy and I am from MDL Carlton International. We are a real estate firm in Marbella, and today we are really lucky to be interviewing Caroline Lips from Top Entrepreneurs Marbella. This is a fantastic magazine that we've been heavily involved in, and we wanted today to find out a little bit more about Caroline. Morning, Caroline. How are you?
Morning. Good, thank you. How are you?
You've got some very exciting news to share with us, haven't you, about Top Entrepreneurs Marbella?
Yeah, so Top Entrepreneurs Marbella, we're known as a magazine, but we're much more than just a magazine. As you know, we also do networking events, and we've now branched out into video too. I'm actually now a partner in the magazine as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's very exciting. We're continuing to expand in Marbella, and we've got a lot coming up.
So what initially attracted you to start working with Top Entrepreneurs Marbella?
Well, I actually started working with them for a client, Centro House Marbella, and then I understood more about the network, and I was really excited to see so many entrepreneurs. My background is working for an entrepreneur, and I've really been interested in that world for a long time. And seeing the network and seeing all these businesses in Marbella, you do realise Marbella is changing. There's so many exciting businesses here, and so it seemed a natural fit for me to get involved, really.
And why in particular entrepreneur?
Well, I think it's very exciting. You know, you don't have to be stuck to a dead-end job now, or even a good job. You can create your own life, you can create your own freedom. And I think that in Marbella, we're seeing so many people move here from other countries for a better life, but there's so much opportunity here. They're not bound anymore by just the industries that are here because of, you know, remote working and things like that. Anything's possible now.
That's absolutely true. And you just touched then on Centro Romano. So they were, Centro House. I'm thinking of where we are based, Centro Romano. So you touched on that. So what exactly is that?
Centro House is a co-working space in Marbella.
Okay.
It's very nice, a very luxurious co-working space.
There's a lot of those springing up now, isn't there? And it makes it a lot easier rather than trying to track down premises to be able to start. So on a slightly different subject, we were talking last time, we had a little meeting, didn't we, about the different things that you can bring to us as a company. So how are you finding it? Because I imagine now it's different, isn't it? Having a beautiful, glossy picture magazine to be able to present to people when so many things now are starting to go online.
Exactly, yeah. We believe that magazines still have their place, but obviously the world is moving on and things are growing much more digitally. So we have expanded as well to also offer videos and content production. And that's working really well. But what tends to work so well is the combination of all three. So in a small market like Marbella, people do actually read the magazine, and it gives you that credibility that you've been in the magazine. And then we also have our networking events where we literally bring the magazine to life.
Yeah. That's how we properly got to meet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We attended one, and I can seriously vouch that on behalf Marbella as we were known then, we have rebranded now. And we're really excited because we're going to be appearing in the next magazine, and we're going to have a big feature about the rebranding. But your gala dinners and your networking events are really quite big, aren't they? So can you tell us a little bit more about those?
Yeah, they've just grown and grown. So every time we sell out now, it's always the way. People kind of delay getting their tickets, and then suddenly 2 weeks before, there's no tickets, and we have to try and beg with Boho Club to fit more people in. So our last one was, I think it was 142 business people. So if you imagine that's 142 people you can make contact with, how many new deals are you going to do that night? Even if it's not that night, just one contact can lead to so much, and it's just been so popular.
It really is. And I mean, it's lovely because everybody is there for that one purpose. Nobody's sort of group, because sometimes you go to events and you'll find that a team stick together like glue, and they won't socialize, they don't network, they stick together, they eat together, they drink together, and then they go home, probably not together, but you know what I mean. But at these events, everybody does go up, they introduce themselves, and it's lovely because you get a lot of the entrepreneurs up onto the stage to do a mass intro as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's the whole point. We're not a stuffy, formal networking group at all. We're social, and we understand that, you know, the way people do business here is about who you know. So you have to make those contacts in a town like Marbella. It's different from somewhere like London or even Madrid. It's a small, very unique culture. Very unique.
Marbella is Marbella.
Yeah. And for that reason, we kind of facilitate that friendly environment. Anyone can talk to anyone, and it's great. You can talk to CEOs right down to interns, at our events. There's so many people there.
And it's not just the same industry, is it? It's so many different industries.
Yeah.
I mean, last time you had somebody presenting all about health and wellness, and you could have a monitor done to see how healthy you were or you weren't.
Yeah.
And there was another lady with those beautiful designer bags with the flowers and the macaroons in, etc.
Yeah.
And for us, it was really good because we had the opportunity. We were hunting for a private chef for our concierge service for our luxury high-end.
Great.
And we were introduced to one through Boho, so it was fabulous. So thank you.
Fantastic. No,
It really works.
And we love hearing these stories of people that have met through us, gone on to do partnerships, and it's really nice to see. And they tend to be long-term partnerships as well. I know the chefs you're talking about, Cooking for You, and there's lots of things coming up with them. And we find that we have an ever-increasing range of industries in our magazine. It tended to be real estate dominant before, and obviously there's lots of real estate companies in Marbella, but there's so many other industries too, and I think people don't always realise that there are these.
They don't. And I think sometimes you tend to forget because you're in the middle of your business. You network with people that are going to be or you feel are going to be beneficial for you. And then this whole new world opens up where they can introduce clients to you. I mean, we've started working alongside of a Marseille. So we did the podcast with Shannon last time. We were talking about her expansion into the Costa del Sol, and then through her, she's been able to sort of mention about us to different clients.
That's so good.
So it's fabulous.
Yeah. It has a spiral effect. You meet one company and you do some business with them, and then from there, you meet other people, and then it's all part of a network, and it's just really good for business in general.
So what kind of advice would you give to maybe a young entrepreneur that's moving to the coast? We've all done it. We've all moved our lives to Spain, started again, new careers, and started from the bottom and then started to move up. So there's a lot of people. Marbella is very famous around the world. You touched on the fact that it is very unique. We are in a little bubble here. But what advice would you give to a young entrepreneur that's maybe thinking of getting into digital, into media here on the coast?
Well, first of all, you need to understand that it will take time to establish your reputation. I'm all about business reputation. I have another business called Get Visible, which is a reputation management software. But it's actually about proving with consistency that you are a good person to work with and you're reliable, you do a good job. For example, I have a great connection through the magazine. He moved here from London last year, and he established himself here, was very established in London. He established himself here as a content creator. But at first, he was doing jobs for not free, but kind of, very low rate to establish himself. And then slowly and surely, the word has got out about him, and he's now doing really well. And I've sent him some work, etc. It takes a bit of time. You can't expect to move to another country and within a week have a full client portfolio. It does take time, and you have to be prepared to stick with it, I think. But if you do get some clients and you do treat them well, and you give a good service, you make sure that people know about it, you can't fail, I think, in Marbella. There's so much opportunity.
You've got to be prepared to work hard, though. We do call it the golden mile. And I think sometimes people do arrive here and think that, like you said, they're going to be successful overnight, that within a week they're going to have a far reach. It's not like that. It is really getting yourself out there, coming to events such as yours, joining the magazine, being visible online. We're always appearing in the directory at the back, and then we've got, as we said, we've got the feature coming up. So it is working hard, but smart.
Exactly. And you do have to keep getting out there. So that's why, for example, from October, we're starting our weekly after work networking events in Boho Club. Because the more you do these things, the more people see you.
Yeah.
In marketing, we've always talked about you need to see things 4 or 5 or 6 times before you actually remember it, especially in this age where attention spans
Yeah.
are so low.
Yeah.
You need to be always there. Keep doing the same things, keep going to events, keep doing more content like this podcast, you know, and it will take time and consistency, but you do have to be prepared for some work. Exactly, yeah.
I mean, obviously you work alongside of Augustine. How did you get to meet him in the first place to get involved?
Well, he actually came into Central House to see if we wanted to go in the magazine. And we didn't straight away just because we were still very new with our marketing plan and budgets, but we went to one of the events and then we thought, yeah, it's a good idea to go in the magazine. So that's how I met him.
Yeah. Because the after-work events are very different to the gala.
Exactly.
So can you explain a bit more about the differences with those?
Yeah, so the after work event is called Listen, Learn, Connect. And what happens is we have one or two speakers who give a short talk about a subject of their expertise. For example, when you did your talk about market trends in Marbella, we've got one coming up. It's a really different one. It's a dating coach, and he's so he's going to be giving tips for dating, and he's great. He's got a massive online following as well. So that's going to be a bit of a different one. We've been working with our own coach, Dr. Masha Malka, and she's the top entrepreneurs coach now, and she's going to be talking about different aspects of coaching and, you know, some tips there. So it's a really nice, more intimate environment. You have 2 talks, bit of mingling, networking, a few drinks, and it's not the big party atmosphere, but it's a nice intimate environment with about 40 people. And then the galas are bigger, obviously. They're more of a celebratory affair, nice dress, you know.
Opportunity to dress up.
Yeah, that's why I go. Yeah. No, and it's really nice, and it's about celebrating business as well. So we have some prizes sometimes. So some of our clients give away prizes. We also reward people for being in the network. We pull them on stage, and we sort of like say about them. We interview them on stage. It gives everyone a bit more exposure as well.
Well, David, our CEO, I think it was the very first gala, there were some beautiful towels from Punta Romano.
Okay.
And he literally had his eye set on it. And I think the second that one came up, we were all up at the tables trying to wave and catch attention. And he won them.
Wow.
So he was really, really pleased. But the prizes are great. But the atmosphere is nice as well. And what I've noticed is the nice thing is that people leave their chairs to move away to actually then go to speak to other people and join other tables. People are happy to come over.
Yeah.
It's nice because you maybe get to see people you've not seen for a while,
Exactly.
people you've heard of but haven't had the opportunity to meet previously. So it's been really good, especially for us. I mean, there's been a couple of people that as a business you want to approach, but everybody's approaching them. But at the gala dinners, we actually have the opportunity to meet them away from the gatekeeper secretary.
Yeah.
So you can actually speak to somebody. So we've had some great intros through that and some really fabulous opportunities.
That's good to
So it's enjoyable. It really is.
And that's the whole point of the galas, really. And it's really interesting what you were saying about bypassing the gatekeeper, because we get it, you know, no one really wants to receive a cold sales call, so it's fine. But at the events, we tend to get the decision makers there. We tend to get the CEOs or the founders. So you're kind of going straight to the top.
Yep.
And another thing which is nice is that if you think about Marbella, the population is always changing because it's quite a transient place. People come and go. So even if you are established here, someone new may not know who you are.
Exactly.
So you have to be there. You have to keep being there. And it's also a nice environment for people to go on their own. We get this question a lot, can I come on my own? Or I'm nervous about going on my own. But what I tend to do is if I know someone's coming on their own, I'll make a special effort to put them on a table with someone that I think they'll gel with, or introduce them to people before the event.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just can be a bit daunting if you're walking into a big event on your own. But it's absolutely fine, and it is a very social occasion.
It is. It's really lovely. So what unique value encourages people to advertise with you? What sets you apart in the market?
So we're not just a magazine. We don't just take your money and print your advert. We actually sit down with the entrepreneurs and we interview them like I did with you, like we will do with David. we want to hear the stories of entrepreneurs. So we're offering something a little bit different. We're actually talking about people's stories, their journeys, how they got to Marbella, and their tips for aspiring entrepreneurs. And people do like reading that. But also, we're more than just a magazine. We are a networking club, first and foremost, with a magazine. And we tend to bring your article or your advert to life.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just appear in the magazine for people to flick through. No, you're actually going to be in a magazine that's presented at least one event a week. We're always talking to people about our members. So you get that kind of PR service on top with Top Entrepreneurs.
Okay. And then what trends are you finding exciting at the moment? What's happening within media? That's a really cool trend that you're really excited about.
Well, one of the things that I find quite exciting, and I'd like personally to get more skilled in this area, is all the chat bots and chat marketing on Instagram. There's a company called ManyChat, and you can use that to send automated responses. Now things like link in bio is dead apparently, and you need to put, DM me this word and it sends you a link. I like things like that. I think technology is always going to be improving. Obviously, social media trends change all the time. The algorithm's changing all the time.
Yeah.
You've got to keep on top of it, and it's very hard unless you are in there every single day. Obviously, as well, AI is very important. I've been messing about with videos in AI to see what I can do, and I'm not quite there yet, let's be honest. I made an AI version of myself with an app the other day.
Oh, clever. You'll have to show me.
Well, it records your voice, and then you kind of look certain ways, and it captures the way your mouth works and the way you talk. But it wasn't me. When I put things into it to program it, it didn't sound like me. So, what do I expect?
Unique. So
I mean, what do I really expect from an app? But no, things are changing all the time. Technology is moving on all the time. And there will be a time where, most things will be done in AI. And something like we're doing today will probably be very rare. So you've got to keep open-minded.
These. I don't want them to go. I don't want them to sort of fade off into history. Kids today don't know what a cassette recorder is, and they've got no idea that we used to have to stand up, walk to the TV to change the channel, and you only had one phone in the house. And technology is a massive thing, but it has become a little bit of a standing joke in the office for us with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Because now, anytime anybody asks a question, it's like, what does ChatGPT think?
Yeah.
And we are really,
But it's true.
But it's fantastic. It's a great tool.
It's an amazing tool. But what I would say is some people don't understand how to edit it after they've programmed it. So
you do have to personalize it.
You can kind of tell that something's
It's too formal sometimes, isn't it?
And the sentence structure as well. They love saying unleash the power of. All the Tony Robbins phrases for some reason seem to come up a lot in ChatGPT. So I can kind of tell, as a linguist, my background was languages. So I'm kind of fascinated by it really. But it does write very well.
It does actually. I mean, I'm a bit of a grammar monkey, and previously to having so much access to it, it was Tracy, can you just, can you proofread this? Can you take a look at this? Yeah. So I have found that there's sometimes things that it does write, and it's like, that's not how a human would actually say it.
Exactly.
And I think what it's doing is it's picking up the algorithms, as you said, from around the world with the most frequently asked. And then it's going, okay, that's a really good answer. Yeah. But it's actually not how a human being would actually answer that question. It's not personal. Yeah. But it is funny because whenever we're, a couple of times now, we'll ask ChatGPT before we make a decision. And then it says the opposite to what we're thinking. Like, nope, just ignore it. We're going to do what we want.
It's like the word, the verb Google it. That's changing now, isn't it? And actually, ChatGPT, we now have SearchGPT. So search engines are changing to use more AI. So that means that when you're marketing with SEO, you have to think about that as well, how that's changing. So everything's changing all the time. And you have to, if you want to work in marketing at all, you have to be okay with change.
Yes. Yeah, you have. You've got to be very open to change. You can't be an old dog and not learn new tricks.
No.
You've got to get yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do you do any courses, or how do you keep yourself up to date?
And I actually don't think there is a course that would teach you everything up to date, because by the time you've done the course,
it's going to be out of date.
Exactly. So you have to keep trying to adapt and learn and testing what works as well.
I think it's nice though within Marbella is that people are happy to see other people succeed, and on the side of that, to help. I mean, we've been incredibly lucky. We've obviously got to meet you. There's different things that you've introduced us to, which has been phenomenal. We also have the wonderful Alfredo, who is doing our filming today. He is helping our marketing manager with different apps that Alfredo has taken the time to go through to actually pick up on and sharing the knowledge. Today we're in the pool. Everybody's so lovely and friendly. This is another co-working area. I like the fact that in Marbella, everybody is happy to try to help. I think it's a lot less punchy than it is in other cities where, you know, everybody's trying to pull each other down a lot. Happens a little bit, but I think in Marbella, we do have a far friendlier approach.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to celebrate everybody else's success. And then they want to learn from it. And then they want to copy it.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know now that we've made the change. We are a partner, a full partner with Carlton International.
Yeah.
Marbella Dream Living doesn't cease to exist. We have not been taken over. And that's pretty much what we're going to be promoting in the next magazine and in the next gala. So really excited to do that.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait. I think it's great for Marbella to have the new partnership that you have as well. And you're going to be bringing a lot more to the table, a lot more properties, a lot more areas. It's going to be very exciting to see.
It's made a change already. We found that so many more people, a lot more French, are coming into the office. We're getting a lot more French phone calls. We are getting a lot more sort of French leads as well. We now have employed a French speaker to accommodate that, with many, many years of experience across the whole of the coastline. So we managed to pinch him and we've got him.
Yeah.
And it's a big change, but it's nice that a company as international as Carlton have decided that they want to be involved in Marbella. They went through a very long process of very many different estate agents to actually become here. But what we're hoping is that the CEO, Philip Weiser, will be able to come over with Simone, and we would love to introduce them to you.
You have to bring them to the gala.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're trying to convince them. But of course, what we want to do is we want to go over to the south of France.
Of course you do.
You know, we want to go and live the jet set lifestyle over there.
Of course.
And go and visit Cannes and everything else. So it's been really wonderful. Is there anything that we've not covered that is important for you?
No, I think just to say that really the Top Entrepreneurs Network is for any kind of entrepreneur, and that's what we live and breathe. We want to help entrepreneurs do better and make contact. So don't be afraid, to get in touch with us through our Instagram, come to some of our events. You don't have to spend thousands advertising with us. We have different levels for different budgets, and we're very open, and we can introduce you to lots of interesting contacts that will help. So do check it out.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Caroline. Really appreciate this morning. It's lovely to meet another entrepreneur. Completely different field. And let's get these gala dinners and everything done.
Yeah, thanks so much. Thank you.
Thank you.